Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for tuning in for a very special episode. This one is going to include a little bit of everything. A great care package that I received recently from a friend here in the community, and then some cards of my own that kind of tie into or match up with that care package very well, culminating with a great vintage card that I just got in from eBay authentication and have not had a chance to show on the channel yet, but it fits perfectly with the overall theme here. And that theme is my buddy and yours, Dean, over at Goodman and West 238th here on YouTube. He has a fantastic collection. He is a great guy, and he produces some really humorous and insightful content here on the platform. So for some reason you are not subscribed to Dean, please check the link below. I cannot recommend his videos enough. From the cards that he has, the rationale behind them, the amazing editing that he does, and his wonderful sense of humor, which has me smirking every time. His content is can't miss for me. In fact, I just wrapped up watching the remainder of his videos that I had not yet seen. I am fully caught up and waiting for you to treat us to a little bit more, Dean. But of course, the catalyst for this episode, Dean sent me a care package. So we're going to get into it. And he was right on the money, so much so, again, that I pulled a bunch of cards that I think kind of fit here. Dean is a collector of many different things. He's got a wonderful Topps Venezuela collection, a lot of the golden era vintage cards that are just beautiful. And he is known, which I love, as a collector of cards that are graded a 2, which is fantastic. 2 is my personal favorite number. So Dean and I are two peas in a pod when it comes to that. And he sent this wonderful note recently. Shane, MF and Shoebox Legend, you're the man. Stay killing it out there. Keep doing what you do, Dean. And I did preserve, just for evidence here, Dean used properly the blue painter's tape to secure all the cards that we're going to look at in a minute. And I have fixed it to this index card as evidence of his careful preparation of the goods that we are about to take a look at here. Now, what you've been looking at in the background as I blabbed through the intro were two cards here of the great MF Doom, one of the great MCs of the last, say, 30, 40 years in hip-hop. I know Dean is a fan as well, and I actually sent him these two MF Doom cards, which I got from, I think, the Hip Hop Museum, the National Hip Hop Museum, but they're done in the style of a Skybox basketball card and a Fleer baseball card. Just love those. And Dean hit me back, turned around. Apparently those were right on the money, or he's bought these since. I'm not really sure. Hopefully he'll let me know in the comments below. But he sent me that 87 style Donruss supervillain. So I got the MF Doom to match those two on the 87 Donruss style design. This is made by Sober, the same company who made the two cards that you see up in the background here. This is just incredible. His trademark mask there. And the first card that I pulled out, which I have never yet shown on my channel, but I've had this for many years now. Very fitting companion card to that Doom. The 87 Donruss Evil Barry. Barry Bonds. Love that card. It's not his true rookie. I know he had cards in 1986. I'm not expressly a rookie card guy, so this is one of my favorite Barry cards. Love the kind of pillbox hat there. And yeah, these two match up perfectly. So home run with that one, Dean. Very fitting. And of course, I sent Dean two MF Doom cards, and he sent me two as well. I also got the MF Hank. So check this one out. Probably the best of the bunch. MF Doom on the Hank Aaron rookie card design from 1954 Topps. A remake here. It's kind of the mask placed over Hank, the Doom mask. And here is my original. Perfect opportunity to show this off. This is one of my favorite baseball cards. Not one that I show all that often, but this was a great excuse to drag it out. And of course, fittingly, all caps on the Henry Aaron there on the 54 Topps rookie card. So a card that I know Dean has as well, but those are just hilarious side by side. So two killer music cards there to start it off. I've mentioned many times that I wish there were more variety of music cards available in the hobby. It's certainly a part of the hobby that I dig. Dean knows that, and he hit a total home run with that pair. Next up, hit me with a basketball card, the aptly labeled Random But Sweet One. So check it out. This is a Skybox card, much like the Doom that I showed off in the background there during the intro, featuring, of course, Scottie Pippen and the great MJ. Love these like early 90s Skybox cards with these wild backgrounds. This is going to go right into my little Basketball Z folio album that I have, which contains pretty much the entirety of my sad little basketball collection. So this is a perfect fit for that. And to go with it, I pulled out a couple of cards from that Z folio. So check this one out. We got Jammin' with Will Smith from NBA Hoops. Stay in school. So Dean, pay attention here. Stay in school, man. I hope you take that seriously. That is a great card there of not the Dodgers catcher, but the original Will Smith. And then this one is just a cheap, shiny pickup, but I had to grab a Pippen. I don't really have any like playing era Scottie Pippen. Again, my basketball card collection is pretty sad, but I do have some cool kind of cheap stuff like this that I've picked up over the years on ComC, and I love this prism etching and shine here on that Scottie Pippen. So we got that one to match up with the Pippen and Jordan card. And then this one is really cool. The last two are custom cards that Dean created related to his channel. And I have long coveted each of them, and I now have a copy of both. We'll start with the OG Blacklist No Name Ricky channel card. That's right. And of course, this is a home run for my collection. Really creative what Dean did here. This is based on the 1990 Topps Ricky Henderson, of course. But what he did is we have the Blacklist front, so you don't have the nameplate. And the coolest part of this, on the back, we get career stats, but Dean only included the stats from the times when Ricky led the league up through 1989. So sort of a redacted back, removed any stats where he wasn't a league leader. But look how much is still left behind here. Of course, paced the league in stolen bases like just about every year, but also walks, hits, runs. Dude was a beast. So love this channel card. Great job with this one, Dean. And as a tribute to that one, I pulled a buyback card out of my collection. I know Dean is a fellow buyback fan and appreciator of these. And I was able to pull out of my 90 Topps complete buyback set build binder, the Ricky Henderson. So check that out, rediscover Topps. You do not see these often. And you may not realize this, but 1990 was a great season for Ricky. I'm sure Dean knows, but the rest of you watching, it was his lone MVP season in 1990 for the Athletics. So, of course, kind of a tragic end in the World Series, but killer season nonetheless. He had like a 10 WAR or 9.9, something like that. Just insane numbers, and won the MVP. So I love this buyback, and I love Dean's channel take on that same card. Super creative, excuse me. So I thought you would appreciate that. And then we close out, at least for the care package portion of the video, with his custom card that I really wanted. Dean, of course, as I mentioned during the intro, is a big collector of Topps Venezuela, and especially the Retirado cards. And he made a custom Dean Goodman Retirado, put it in his West 238 collection Bien 2 slab, Mag Pro slab. So how cool is that? Amazing job with this one. And this is my first Retirado. So I have officially begun Retirado collecting. Thanks to Dean. He even did up a back for this. Just killer. So Dean, thank you. And as a further tribute to you and your awesome channel, I pulled out, as I mentioned during the intro, some cards that are graded 2 for my collection as kind of a shout out to you to close out the video. I thought you would enjoy these, and others may as well. We're going to start going all the way back to the tobacco era. How about a T206 Hal Chase? Dean, unfortunately, is a Yankees fan. I don't hold it against him. So I figured I'd start with a Yankees card here. I think the team captain way back in the day, and I could be wrong, but I believe a notorious drunk as well. But I love this card from the T206 release. I love any T206 card. They have so much character. They're so cool. Given his significance as a Yankees player, thought that was a proper deuce to break out for you. And then I have a couple other T206s as well. For whatever reason, I seem to really dig the grade of 2 on these cards. I don't do it on purpose, but let's balance out that Yankees card with a little Boston Red Sox action here. Red Kleinow. Now this card is cool. This is the polar bear back, which is pretty awesome. Graded again at 2, but there's also a Yankees version of this. So I think he was traded during the time when these were being produced. Of course, T206 was produced, I think, across a few years, 2 or 3 years anyway. So there is a version of this card where he's with the Yankees, but on my version, it's a little tough to make out. It does say along the bottom, Boston Americans. So this is a Red Sox version, but I love the image on this one, just a killer catcher card there, and a mask, which is very appropriate to kind of tie it to the Doom content from the beginning of the video. So we'll put Red Kleino up in the background there with apologies to Doom. And then one more T206. So we saw a Yankees card to represent Dean, a Red Sox card to represent my area here in New England, but representing my area even more specifically, check this one out, a Providence Grays T206 card. So one of the few professional baseball cards from my little state of Rhode Island. This is Jimmy Lavender. So I don't really know anything about him, or I've long forgotten it if I did, but I really dig the prominent P on that jersey and a little bit of representation of my tiny little state that really nobody's ever heard of. So pretty cool to be able to get that on a T206 card. On one of my eventual long-time hobby goal lists would be completing the remainder of this team set. I think there are maybe 5 or 6 other Providence Grays in the T206 release, but at this point in time, I've just been focusing on other things, and Jimmy Lavender represents my lone Providence Gray, and he just happens to be in a beautiful 2. I'm going to head to the 1950s for one card here, and we'll come back to the 50s at the end of the video in a minute. But this is one of my favorite 2s as well. Some more Red Sox power. How about the splendid splinter, Ted Williams, on the beautiful and I would say iconic 1951 Bowman design. Some of the most important cards of the 1950s originated from this set. Most notably, the Mays rookie card and the Mantle rookie card. Don't own either of those, hopefully someday. But for now, this Red Sox fan is very pleased to have the Ted Williams. Absolutely love the artwork on this one. Just a killer card. Probably my favorite Ted Williams card that I own, of the small handful that I have anyway. And then jumping ahead to the 60s before we close this out with a pair of bangers. This one I'd say is a banger as well, especially for a 2. How about the 1965 Topps Willie Mays? Isn't that good too? Very significant card. I mean, this is accurately graded. It's got, a little bit of love on the corners, but it's well centered. The color is fantastic. Love finding these type of cards, so I can certainly appreciate, and I very much do appreciate, Dean's amazing collection of high eye appeal graded 2 cards. And this, of course, was Willie's second and final MVP year. The man who led the league in WAR so many seasons, amazingly only won 2 MVPs, one all the way back in 1954, and then this second and final one in 1965. And he was also the MLB WAR leader in 65 as well. So this one fits my collection in more than one way. And we're going to close out the video with another card of Willie Mays in a moment. But before we get to that, let's look at a Hank Aaron. One last 2. I've never shown this one before, but I've had it for years, since before I was even on YouTube, in fact. A beautiful second year Hank Aaron from 1955 Topps. Of course, we saw his rookie card towards the beginning of the video, 1954 release. I love this 55. Really nice looking 2 right here. I'm very happy with cards that look like this. I don't need a higher grade at all. And that's a perfect segue into the final card to close out the video. I teased this one at the beginning. Brand new pickup, fresh out of the mailbox only a day or 2 ago. And seeing YouTube here and the light of day for the first time, also from the 55 release, Willie Mays. Check this one out. Shout out to my buddy Dylan over at Double D Vintage Baseball Cards, who made me aware of this one. He knows that I've been chasing after this particular Mays for a long time now, but finding one that is low grade enough to make it affordable for me, but also has eye appeal like this is not easy. This is a gorgeous copy of this early career Mays. He was on top of the world when this card came out. The back is pretty clean as well. Really love this. He had just come off the 1954 World Series Championship and MVP, the catch, all of that. So when kids were pulling this card out of packs in the summer of 1955, Willie was on top of the world, and just so happy to have this. I just finished a great book on Willie, and I learned a lot of his backstory that I wasn't aware of, especially all the adversity that he faced between, coming up in the era that he did, even like finding a home when he first relocated out to San Francisco with the Giants from New York, where he was adored, faced a lot of racism out there, and had trouble even buying a house because of that. And then also something that I hadn't really considered as much as I should have in the past is the adversity that he faced playing at Candlestick Park all those years. which was a terribly designed park for hitters and probably cost him a lot of power numbers and average as well, for all I know, and just kind of created somewhat of a miserable hitting experience at times. So he faced a lot of adversity playing in that park. And then, of course, coming up in the era of integration, and famously had kind of some spats with Jackie Robinson, who always thought that Willie was kind of too accepting of the way things were and didn't use his position to kind of fight for black rights as much as he should have. But I really admire Willie's approach. I think he, as we look back on it now over time and with a little bit more time in the rearview mirror, I think it's generally understood that he just had a different personality than Jackie did. He wasn't going to be that guy getting up on his soapbox and fighting. He really led by example. He just wanted to play baseball, help his team win, inspire the youth, treat everybody equally. And everybody's got their own personality. But for me personally, I really found myself able to relate to Willie Mays reading that book. And it just made me, or has made me, appreciate the man even more. Super excited with this new edition. Also in a fine PSA 2 for my good buddy Dean. And that is going to be a wrap on today's video. So again, if you are not familiar or are not subscribed to Goodman and West 238th, please check the link below. I promise you will find Dean's content engaging and interesting and hilarious. Cannot recommend it enough. Dean, thanks for the cards, my friend. I'll reach out to you as well. And everybody else, I appreciate you stopping by for this one. I'll be back soon with some more content, as you know. And until then, enjoy the hobby, everybody. Take care.